Greetings, fellow citizens of Buena Vista Street. Brickey here. Today's adventure, tomorrow, Thursday, November 19th, Buena Vista Street reopens. We're back in, baby. And here is everything that we know right now on the eve of this small portion of DCA reopening for all of us Disneyland fans. Earlier today, Mice Chat and OC Register were allowed in for a media preview. This is everything I could parse from their articles and what Disney has available over on their website and the Disney Parks blog. And as well, at the end of the video, my insider's tip on a professional that goes to Disneyland way too much on how do I believe you can successfully make a trip to Buena Vista Street work for you, even during these crazy pandemic times. Ready to get started? Let's go. So first things first, it's absolutely free to get in Buena Vista Street. It's just an extension of Downtown Disney. And in fact, calling it Buena Vista Street isn't fair. It's more like the Buena Vista District because we're getting a lot more California adventure than many of us first thought. But I want to be clear with this. Absolutely no attractions, no shows, no characters. This is just shopping and dining and vibes. Oh, give me those DCA vibes. Now, even though Buena Vista Street is cut up to look like a old Hollywood shopping district with lots of eateries and restaurants and places where you can do some good old-timey Hollywood department store shopping, it's actually just two large buildings. Much like Main Street USA is actually only 4 large buildings. So on the eastern side of Buena Vista Street, to keep all the traffic moving in a safe, socially distanced manner, guests will enter in the 5 and dime near the DCA entrance. Guests will be instructed to go into one crowd pattern. Then once guests have worked their way through all the different little departments inside of this old-timey department store, will exit through Elias & Company near Carthay Circle. One way in, one way out. And then on the western side of Buena Vista Street, guests will only be permitted to enter through the Trolley Treats entrance, and then they'll work their way through all their shopping or treats that they need to get and exit through the Kingswell Camera Shop, once again near the DCA entrance. This will allow everybody to move in a safe, organized direction, knowing where they need to go to keep everything where it needs to be so Disneyland can keep on getting more Disneyland reopened for us. And all throughout the Buena Vista Street district, you will not be allowed to casually stroll around and drink a drink or snack on your snack. All dining must be stationary. All beverages must be stationary. So you'll have to have a mask on at all times when you're walking around, unless you're sitting at one of the many tables that they've added all around the Buena Vista district. We'll get into that in a sec. Tomorrow's Downtown Disney hours are 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then this Friday, due to the excitement, the time will shift from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. You'll get an extra hour. Then, starting on Black Friday, the hours for Downtown Disney will be 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. and that will go all the way up to Christmas. Yes, they have added an extra hour for your shopping convenience. Oh, I missed that. My advice is simply this. Sunset right now in Southern California is hitting, give or take, around 4:45. That means the magic hour of the best light of the day kicks off about 4:15 and wraps up somewhere roughly around 5:15, 5:30. So if you really want to get those holiday vibes, 5:30 after would be a perfect time to get a reservation into Buena Vista Street. Although the later the day goes, the more crowded it gets. Oh, it's never easy being a hardcore Disneylander. So many decisions to make. Now let's talk crowds. As you may have heard, Orange County has now slid back to the purple tier, which is the most restrictive tier in all of California due to COVID-19 and the state's opening guidelines for businesses. Shops will only be allowed to have 25% of their normal capacity. And it seems like Disneyland really trying to be overcautious here, and they're a brand that I believe is really known for safety and overall customer experience. They're probably going a little bit lower than 25% and probably will stay there because they have a lot to prove, they have a lot to earn. They don't have much to prove to us fans, but a lot to prove to the state. And during the purple most restrictive Tier 1, there is no indoor dining anywhere in the Downtown Disney Resort, as well as in the Buena Vista District. So all of the dining will take place outdoors. So what this means for us is, just as Downtown Disney was getting a much larger audience due to being in the second tier, that has now gone back. Expect much longer lines than what we've seen in the last month. The best times to go are always as early as possible in the morning. Weekdays are obviously better than weekends, but soon many folks will be on Thanksgiving break, so every day will feel like Saturday. And as always, Your best chance of getting into Downtown Disney is plan ahead. Use your Disney app to make sure that you make a dining reservation. This will always guarantee you admission into Downtown Disney. If you decide to skip out and not show up, your credit card will get charged $10. But if you have a reservation, you're going to get in because they know that you are guaranteed money. You're a guaranteed customer. Another big change that kicks off tomorrow is parking has always been directed in the symbol line. During this reopening of Downtown Disney, parking has been free, but as of tomorrow, the parking will be $10. And sorry, friends, there are no AP discounts. AP? No? Okay. I'll pay for parking. Ow, that burns. My advice to you is when you show up, if it's backed up, just go over to the harbor side or the eastern side of the Disneyland Resort. The Anaheim Hotel has a $10 parking rate with this coupon that you can get over at MiceChat's website. I'm not affiliated with them, just a big fan and trying to give you the best intel possible. The eastern side, I would guess, probably has about 10% of the overall volume, maybe even less than that for people trying to get into Downtown Disney. So if it's the same price and faster to get in, if it's backed up, keep on going. It's the same price. Now, the demand to get into Buena Vista Street is going to be extraordinary high. So Disney will use the same mobile wait system that we've all become familiar with that they have been using at Downtown Disney for stores like World of Disney and Disney Home. There'll be signs and cast members available showing you where to go so that you can sign up and have your mobile phone number put on the wait list. You'll get a text message when it's your window to come in. And normally they give you a window of time to go in. So if you do have dining reservations and you're somewhere else in the resort, it's not like you have to get there in 5 minutes or you're out in the cold. You'll sign in via your mobile phone number and you'll get a text message when it's your turn to go into Buena Vista Street. The safe thing to do is just make sure you have the Disneyland app on your smartphone. And you'll be using the Disneyland app once you're in Buena Vista Street to do mobile ordering for all the food stands. But very, very important, do not order something inside of the Buena Vista Street district when you're not in there and try to use that as a way to get in. It simply will not work. You will be charged for food that you might not be able to pick up. If going to Carthay Circle is one of the top priorities for your trip to the Buena Vista district, once you get inside of the Buena Vista area, you'll want to go straight to Carthay Circle and have your name put on its own mobile wait list. But here's a very cool thing that Disneyland has done and something we were sort of speculating about over on the Disneyland For Designers podcast and in the other 2 videos that I've done in this series. They've added a ton of outdoor seating and actually given us a lot more than Buena Vista Street to be able to sit at and catch some of those sweet DCA vibes. Tables have been installed all around Carthay Circle, up and down Hollywood Boulevard. There's a lot of areas there that you can walk around and explore. The tables go way further into Grizzly Peaks, Condor Flats, Airfield. But seriously, you can go all the way past the Soarin' over California, always California, show building. And they were pretty generous with how much of this part of the land they gave us and all the seating options that we have. And then something I was really hoping, they put some seats going up the performance corridor so it'd be possible to sit by the waterfall and just have some good vibes. Can't wait to sit there and drink my Starbucks. But there are a handful of lovable locations that currently are closed. When I looked at the list of things that didn't quite make this initial opening, it really stuck out to me that all of these locations are kind of congestive spots. So many of these places are closed right now just to keep crowd flow going in an efficient manner and to keep everything nice and safe. I would predict that as time goes on, we'll slowly see more and more open up for us. But right now, Clarabelle's is closed, Mortimer's Market, Kingswell Camera Shop, which is being used as an exit, Oswald's, which is probably too close to the entryway. They don't want people backing up. Gone Hollywood, that one will probably open up soon. People have said they've seen holiday merchandise inside of that shop, but right now they probably want to give a nice fair space around Award Wieners, which will be open up serving corn dog castle treats. And Off the Page, yes, we can walk that far down Hollywood Boulevard, but right now Off the Page isn't opened up, but I can't see why that wouldn't be one of the next big announcements. And all of these are just to keep a better, safer crowd flow. The safer this goes, I believe the more that we'll get. But in the good news, there are a light sprinkle of holiday decorations. So keep in mind, if you want to get those holiday vibes, after sunset is when Christmas comes alive. And an amazing thing The red car trolley is back. Now, I was assuming that they were going to put it at the Buena Vista train stop, but I was wrong. It's actually going to be pretty far down on Hollywood Boulevard. Looks to be right around where Off the Page or the animation building's at. So be able to walk that far down Hollywood Boulevard, see our old pal, the red car trolley, in front of the cloud wall that's now freshly repainted. That was something that was being worked on when the park closed. This is going to be magical. This is going to be awesome. Sprinkled all around the district, there will be lots of food carts, making it possible to get popcorn, churros, turkey legs, ice cream, hot dogs, candy, and all kinds of treats. But probably the most desirable spot to be is young Walt and Mickey that are just showing up in Hollywood with a suitcase and a dream. That statue will be accessible, and guess what? It just got a complete fresh overhaul. Disney had an artist come in and completely refurbish this statue and the partner statue to get them back to pristine condition. By the way, happy birthday, Mickey. You don't look a day over 92. But sadly, as I had contemplated over on the podcast and here on the channel, there is no Christmas tree in 2020. It would have been amazing to see it there, but I understand why they decided a big old Christmas tree inside of a Disney park would probably gather up too much of a crowd. So to keep everybody moving, maybe next year, we'll get the Christmas tree back in the circle of Buena Vista Street. That one's going to burn. But friends, as somebody who's been to the park over 500 times and typically goes to the park once per week, here is your best plan to get in. As always, if you can, pick a day that will have a lower crowd level. Lower crowd level, better odds to get in. Earliest possible on a weekday would be your best bet. Park on the east side of the park over at the Anaheim Hotel. It's the exact same price that has a much lower guest, making getting into the park, getting your temperature check, going through security, much faster than on the western side. And if there is a line, the line will be much smaller than all the folks on the western side of the park that are snaked back and forth waiting for their turn to get in. Have a dining reservation to get into Downtown Disney. You know you're going to eat when you go there. There's no more spur of the moment trips in 2020. Plan ahead, plan a place you want to go eat, and that reservation will really act as a ticket to get you into the park if for some reason you happen to pick a very, very busy time. And if there's no reservations available, that's probably a good indication that that's a day that you don't want to go. And as soon as you get to the park, go straight to the information kiosk or to the cast member that are taking the mobile wait to get into the Buena Vista Street shopping district. Just make that the first thing you do. Get on the list early to guarantee that you'll have time to get in there before Downtown Disney closes. So here's my theory, as a pro, how this will work. With only 25% of guests allowed to be there during the purple restrictions, that means that it's way less people allowed to be at Downtown Disney. But if you have an RSVP for a restaurant, you're definitely going to get in. You're already kind of counted into the mix. So therefore, less people, but you're going to get in if you have a reservation, which means that Downtown Disney just won't be flooded and full of folks, giving you better odds to get into whatever you want to do that day. Because Buena Vista Street can only have so many people in that one area at a time, you'll want to get on that list early. But on the upside, there's only so much to do, so folks can only stay in the Buena Vista district for so long. I mean, after a while, you're kind of like, got to get out, give somebody else a turn. So the turnover for that district shouldn't be too bad. So if you get there early, get on the list, people aren't staying for long, that should guarantee you a time slot to go in, do a little shopping, have a treat, have a sit, and take in those vibes. So best advice, get there early to give yourself plenty of time. If it's a long list, you'll eventually get in. And most importantly, during these times, you want to make sure that you pack your patience and your politeness. Both go a long way on a normal day, both go even further during a pandemic. There you go, friends. That's everything that we know on the eve of Buena Vista Street opening up. I hope that these pro tips kind of give you an idea of how to get in, and also when you go there, what your expectations should be. Comment below. Are you going to go right now? Are you going to wait for a while? Do you not feel safe to go? And if you are going, where's your number one spot? Where can you not wait to go? Me, I got to get that cold brew. I want to sit on a table, and I can't wait to see that sweet, sweet red car trolley. Friends, please like the video. Please follow along with the channel so I can keep you updated, because this is the third video on Buena Vista Street reopening. Now that it's open, I would assume that this video series will keep going to let you know about all the new happenings in the Buena Vista Street district and how it would probably keep expanding and keep evolving. So friends, until the next time I see you, hopefully live streaming from Buena Vista Street tomorrow night, I'll see you back here on the channel with more Disneyland news. Thank you so much for watching. I cannot wait to see you on Buena Vista Street. We're back, baby. We are back. Yeah.